Day 7, we've got some lovely colour matching again here from the wrapping in the box, just by coincidence. And today's tea sounds very interesting. It's Moroccan spice. I don't know about your eyes, that's a little hard for me to see on the screen, and the white against the green isn't very distinct, but okay, we've got cinnamon, chicory, licorice, peppermint, ginger and orange. Sounds pretty good, and considering I made the Moroccan stew the other night, it's all working together, isn't it? Yeah. So I've just taken Smudge for a walk. He did very well. He tried to climb up into my arms several times. I let him have one cuddle, and then the rest of the time it was sort of like controlled crying, getting him used to it so that he knows that a slightly stronger breeze is not going to hurt him. And he did very well. We did some running, we did some walking. He's now got his porky chew, he's happy. And I'm going to brew my Moroccan spice tea and open today's parcel. So awesome, I've got lots of notions. I've never used a pom-pom maker like that yellow one there, so that'll be really interesting. Some needles, scissors, tape measure, always handy. Beautiful buttons. And there's some little stitch markers and a tag to put on knitting, and it says, I made this, so don't even try to return it. Oh, so fun. I've got my tea brewing. That's turned quite dark quite quickly. Smells amazing. Definitely can smell the cinnamon and those kind of warmer herbs, or spices rather. Definitely going to enjoy that. So fun. I am very happy to report that I was able to save the knitting that Smudge was chewing on yesterday. The area where all the stitches were off, it's a bit hard to see. You can see the stitches are still a little bit wobbly. I think the main thing is that because they got pulled so tight, those stitches are just still loose. So yesterday I got a crochet hook after I'd got them all back on and sorted out in that fashion. I was then, you know, pulling out the loose thread, and there were some areas a little bit further on that were really tight. So I was trying to pull that up to make make the yarn distribution more even, and that should sort out the loose wobbly looking ones. The ones that are tighter don't really look tight because it's such a small space, it's not really affecting the integrity or how it's sitting. But obviously that will, by spreading it out more, that will help the stitches to look a bit more even. And I think maybe that will block out as well because it's, you know, much more evenly distributed than it was. I also found there was another part around the side that I didn't show yesterday because I didn't realise. See, it's there, it's just a little bit loose now. There was like quite a big, sizable red loop of yarn. So same thing, I just eased it back in, and you know, hopefully that will be fine. And I really like how it's turning out. I've gone from doing the ribbing, I did the ribbing up until that second red section, and then I just started plain stocking it. So I think that's going to be very fun. And now it's time to finish my tea and get ready to go to work. The sun is shining. I've popped out of the office. I specifically wanted a dessert and they didn't have the one I wanted, but I went for a chocolate cake and it was pretty good. It was more than pretty good, it was really good. And a kombucha, which sadly I didn't realise they were going to give me a straw, so I ended up with a straw. We do our best, don't we? Right, back to the office for some more work, and then I'm out for the late afternoon evening with a knitting friend. So, clarification on the plastic straw issue. Plastic straws are part of plastic pollution, part of the problem, but of course they're not the be-all and end-all, and talking about them is a good way to introduce the topic of plastic pollution, but of course just focusing on the plastic straws doesn't solve the problem, nor does it, you know, mean nothing else has to be done. Also, banning all plastic straws would be very ableist, because there are a lot of people with a disability who need to drink out of a straw and who either can't afford to buy a reusable straw, or cleaning them and washing them is an issue for them. So yes, plastic straws are a bigger issue and clarification, and I think it's just a really good place to start the conversation as we, as a society, as a planet, try and limit plastic use in all its forms. Wah, I mistakenly closed the blind on my plant and cut the top off. So much growth gone. Such new growth coming through. Plant aside. I think the actual plant is still alive. Well, no, it is. But I've just lost some off the top. It's a bit annoying because today I'm already having, sorry if I'm shaking more than usual, I think I'm having over caffeine syndrome. That's not a real syndrome, I'm just making up the term. Because I've had 2 coffees today, and sometimes, quite often I have 2, but I seem to have a cumulative effect. And it's really spiking my anxiety and my nerves. So, yes, I'm extra sad because I'm all wound up. But never mind. I think after I have a yummy sushi dinner with my friend, I'm definitely going to have an alcoholic beverage and hope that helps. Poor plant. I call my plant Liv, by the way, short for Olivia, but also I'm, putting positive vibes out that the plant lives. See what I did there? Okay. Oh dear, a sad end to the evening. I'm going to drink some wine and toast Mimi, the Yarnder rat. We've very sadly just come back from the vet, and Sophie's now burying her in the backyard. She was 2 years and 4 months, but yeah, she had to be put to sleep tonight. So it's very sad. She was the first and most special rat, and we send her off with lots of cheer.